Ordinance cause number 2021-03512 in the interest of Precious and Peyton White. All parties in this matter, please raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Precious White, and I'm the mother.
All right, and representing the state.
Angela Jeffries for the Office of the Attorney General, Your Honor.
Court will note that the non-custodial parent, Stardrick White, is not present. It appears he was served on April 1st, 2021 at 7:29 a.m. at 1200 Baker Street in Houston, Harris County, Texas. Uh, he has not filed an answer, is that correct?
He is not, Your Honor.
Okay. He was given further notice of this Zoom hearing by certified mail, return receipt requested, which was delivered at 11:26 a.m. on June 10th, 2021. And he has not checked in, is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. He is not.
All right, then let's proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Precious Jessica White. Miss White, you are the mother of Precious White and Peyton White. Is that correct, ma'am?
Correct.
All right. And who is the father of these children, ma'am?
Stardrick White.
Okay. And how old is Precious and how old is Peyton?
Precious is 17, and Peyton is 10.
Okay. Now, are you married to Mr. White?
Yes.
Right. And when did you guys get married?
We got married March the 19th, 2010.
Okay. And Precious was born before the marriage. Is that correct?
Correct.
But you guys had a prior order that established him as the father. Is that correct, ma'am?
Correct.
And that order ended once you guys got married in 2010. Is that correct, ma'am?
Correct.
All right. Now, as far as the day-to-day decision making, do you think you can co-parent with Mr. White?
Yes.
All right. And so when he gets out, or I'm sorry, in the day-to-day decision making, you guys will work together to make those decisions. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And you currently reside in Harris County, Ms. White?
Correct.
And to your knowledge, does Mr. White also reside in Harris County?
Yes.
Right. And where is Mr. White to your knowledge right now, ma'am?
He's currently incarcerated.
Okay. And how long has he been incarcerated?
He's been incarcerated 7 months.
Okay. And based on you both living in Harris County, do you understand that you would be geographically restricted to reside in Harris or contiguous counties until further orders of the court?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as far as visitation, even though Mr. White is incarcerated, would you have any issue once he is possibly released from incarceration with the girls having overnight visits with him?
No.
Okay. And are you okay with the court ordering a standard possession and access order in this case, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. And you understand that that will basically mean he gets to see his children every other weekend from Friday to Sunday.
Correct.
Right. Now, based on the fact that Mr. White is incarcerated, you understand that we will not be setting any child support in this case today.
Correct.
Right. Do you have any private health insurance available for your girls?
No.
And do you know if Mr. White has access to any health insurance?
Not that I know of.
Okay. So you understand the cash medical in this case will also be $0 as of August 1st of 2021?
Correct.
Right. Now, as far as retroactive or back child support, are you seeking retroactive or back child support in this case, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. And when did you and Mr. White separate as husband and wife?
In July.
Okay. And so,
What year, ma'am?
I'm sorry, sir.
July of what year, ma'am?
Of 2000 of last year, 2020.
Okay.
Okay, so you are seeking retroactive support from August of 2020 until December of 2020. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you are only seeking retroactive or back child support for one child, and that's your youngest child. Is that correct, ma'am?
Correct.
You understand that that is also based off of minimum wage presumption.
Yes.
Okay, and are you asking the court to approve a judgment in the amount of $1,140?
Yes.
And you understand that we will not be setting a payout on that because Mr. White is incarcerated.
Correct.
Right. And as far as court costs, who do you believe the court should bill those court costs to?
Mr. White.
All right. And you signed this default order, is that correct?
Correct.
And you believe it to be in the best interest of your children?
Yes.
And you're asking this court to approve this order, ma'am?
Yes.
I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. White, you're free to go. You've already signed the order. I will submit it to the court for signature. If you have further questions, you can log back into that other Zoom.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Your Honor, did you all receive the rest of the order in the Young?
Yes. This is cause number 2020-78150 in the interest of Jace Alexander Young. All parties, please raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Please state your name and your relationship to the child, ma'am.
Jasmine Ferguson, I'm the mother.
And representing the state,
Sharquita Williams for the state, Your Honor.
court will note that the non-custodial parent is Jonathan Earl Young. Mr. Young was served under Rule 106, motion substituted service at 1110 Grassy View Drive in Houston, Harris County, Texas, on April 10th, 2021 at 11:32 a.m. He's not filed an answer. Is that correct, Ms. Williams?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, that's correct.
We'll proceed by default.
Your Honor, the state calls Ms. Ferguson as our first witness.
All right.
Ms. Ferguson, are you the mother of Jace Young?
I am.
And is the father of Jace Mr. Young, who's not present today?
He is.
Ms. Ferguson, are you currently married?
I am.
Were you married at the time when Jace was conceived?
No, I was not.
Is there any possibility that anyone other than Mr. Young could be the father of your child?
No.
And how do you know that, ma'am?
I was not sleeping with anyone else
All right.
time of conception.
Do you recall Mr. Young signing an ALP when your child was born?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to establish the parent-child relationship between Mr. Young and Jace?
Yes.
Okay. As far as conservatorship goes, how old is Jace?
2.
And right now, are you asking the court to grant a modified possession order for Jace?
Yes.
And you're asking the court to grant joint managing conservatorship between you and Mr. Young over Jace?
Yes.
And when is the last time Mr. Jace?
2019. I can't really remember the month.
Okay. And who makes the day-to-day decisions regarding Jace?
I do.
And do you believe joint managing conservatorship is in the best interest of the child?
Yes.
Okay. And again, as far as possession and access, you're asking for the modified possession order, correct?
Yes.
And you are understanding that you will have phase in when it comes to visitations with Mr. Young and Jace.
Yes.
I can hear you, Ms. Ferguson.
You can hear me? I'm sorry. Yes.
My question was, you understand that there will be phase-in visits as it relates to Mr. Young's assets and possession of Jace.
Yes.
Okay. In regards to child support, do you have Mr. Young is working?
I do not know what he's doing right now. I don't
Okay.
believe he works.
And how is the child covered for health and dental insurance?
Medicaid.
Okay, and are you asking the court to establish cash medical support for the child?
Yes. No. Yes.
Are you the medical support that we talked about, $28 per month that he will pay?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're okay.
Yes.
Do you are you asking for retroactive child support for the child?
Yes.
And are you asking, excuse me, and are you asking for retroactive child for the child because you've been the sole managing provider for Jace?
Yes.
And are you asking for retroactive child support for the are you asking for child support in the for your child Jace? Retroactive medical $28 per month?
Yes.
And are you also asking that you all make 50-50 decision making when it comes to the medical decisions for child, anything outside of that $28?
Yes.
And are you aware that the current child support amount will be set at $164?
Yes.
Okay. Are you asking for Mr. Young to pay all court costs?
I am.
Are you also asking for Mr. Are you asking for the court to grant this default judgment?
Yes.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
Ms. Ferguson, you're asking for retroactive child support for the period of February 8th, 2019 until the present date. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Were you at any time living with Mr. Young
No,
during
sir.
that time? All right. And he has not contributed any money to the support of this child since the child was born?
He bought a box of diapers and 2 outfits.
Okay,
Within
nothing
nothing
significant.
else. No.
All right. The court will then approve the order submitted. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes.
Will be excused.